Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. I just wanted to make this video because, of course, Jerhonda Pace is one of the victims that I do not believe is a victim. Now, I'm not saying that Robert did not abuse his celebrity. I'm not saying that he's not into some sick and twisted things. But what I am saying is that this person in particular, who I feel the JP initials in this new charge, is a liar. And this video is going to expose that fact. Number one, she tells you on camera that she lied about her age. She told him she was 19. So even though she met him as a teenager, at some point she was lying to him. So I don't see how she, as a credible witness, will move forward with this case. So just watch the video, and I'll come back at the end with my final thoughts.
Years in prison. I want to get straight to CNN's Sarah Seidner, who is in Chicago covering this. Sarah, you were just inside the courtroom. What's happening?
So this is the reality of what is being alleged against R. Kelly now, 11 years after he was acquitted on 14 charges of child pornography, now facing 10 charges of aggravated sexual abuse. And here is one of the cases we had not heard the details of before. The prosecutor, and I'm just looking down on my notes because we just ran out of court, the prosecutor says in one of the counts the victim told R. Kelly that she was under the age of 17, and yet she ended up saying that she had oral and vaginal sex with Mr. Kelly multiple times, and that he spit on her and choked her, and that she had some physical evidence that she had saved some of his DNA on a shirt that she kept. So that is just one of the stories that has been told to the judge. There has also been a request by the prosecution, by the state's attorney's office here, that he have no contact with, first of all, any of the victims, none of his people have any contact with the victims, that he stays away from and does not have contact with any person under the age of 18, and that he not possess any firearms or use social media. So those are some of the things that the prosecution has been requesting when it comes to this particular case.
And he told me to bring a bathing suit. By this time, it was like a little bit after my 16th birthday. I did lie about my age and tell him that I was 19.
Now,
So this is a little snippet from Jerhonda Pace's book.
I want to ask you, how long were you with R. Kelly?
I was with Rob for 8 months.
8 months, okay. And when did you meet him?
I met him when I was 14. I met him at the trial. So it was about 2 weeks before my 15th birthday. So this was back in 2008.
Okay, and this was in Chicago?
Yes, it was in Chicago during his trial.
All right. Now, how long did it take you guys to actually develop a sexual relationship? Because you did mention to me that you were a virgin when you met Rob.
Yes, I was a virgin when I met Rob, but I did suffer from sexual abuse as a child.
Okay. But just, that was, involuntarily, so technically you were still a virgin because you didn't agree to have sex with whoever violated you when you were a child.
That is very true.
Okay.
But it didn't take long, because when I went out there, the very first time I went out there, me and Rob engaged in sex.
And how old were you?
I was 16 years old.
Wow.
When I went to his house.
1 year older than Aaliyah, when he married Aaliyah when she was 15.
Yes.
Okay. Now, so he was your first.
Yes, he was.
All right. So you were with him 8 months. Now, you wrote a book, and it's called A Life After Abuse.
A Life Beyond Abuse.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. A Life Beyond Abuse. Okay, and to those of y'all listening, the link is below the video. I highly recommend that you get that book. She really goes into detail, and she doesn't hold back. Okay, so that link is below the video. Now, after you met Rob when you were 14, you guys didn't have sex until you were 16. And he was your first.
That's correct.
Now, you mentioned to me something interesting before this interview on the phone. You said that before you guys did anything, had any sex, there was a contract that you had to sign. Tell me about that contract.
The contract actually came after we had engaged already.
Oh.
Yes. That's when the contract came about. So he had me write a letter and sign 2 contracts. The first contract was a contract, it was a non-disclosure agreement saying that I wouldn't talk about anything that happened at his house.
Okay.
And one of the things that was listed on that non-disclosure was that I was there to please him, even if that meant pleasuring someone else.
Oh.
So even if pleasing him meant that I had to pleasure someone else. So I just had to please him.
And that was
all about Rob.
And that was in one of the non-disclosure agreements that you signed.
Yes, it was. That's correct.
And how old are you? How old were you when you signed this contract?
I was 16 years old when I signed that one.
Okay. So obviously you read it. Did you read the whole thing? Was it in depth about, the things that you had to do when it talked about, when it described pleasing him and somebody else?
I didn't read the whole contract. I just read a little bit of it, and then as I started trying to really focus on it and read so I can comprehend and understand what I was getting ready to sign, he just pretty much rushed it. He's like, "Oh no, that's just saying you're not going to talk about what goes on here. Just go ahead and sign that." And I was like, "Okay," and I just signed my name, and I handed it back, and he handed me another one. And this contract was a contract saying that I worked for him, saying that he hired me on as an assistant. So I signed that contract because he just said, sign this one too, and this just says that you worked for me. That's all. Just you had to do some, assistant work. So I was like, okay, no problem. And I signed it, and I handed him the paper over.
So as a 16-year-old, you signed a contract saying that you were his personal assistant, and it was a non-disclosure contract, and that you would please him even if...
That's in my book. So what I witnessed is in my book.
Wow. Okay. I know you were receiving a settlement and a non-disclosure. You were under a non-disclosure, so you couldn't talk about anything. But I know you recently stopped receiving payments voluntarily.
Yes. When I told my story, when I went public with my story, and I talked about the things that I've been through with him, that's when he stopped paying me. Because the month that, it was August, the month that my article came out in BuzzFeed, I actually received my payment. I received it.
How much were you getting per month?
Rob paid me, he was paying me $5,000 per month.
Okay, to keep quiet. And that was hush money.
He had been doing this for years. It was hush money.
Now, there are rumors, and I wouldn't even call them rumors because, I've had a few girls confirm that they, like Faith, she came out and said that she had herpes. Is R. Kelly a carrier of herpes? Do you know that?
Yes, Rob is a carrier.
Now, is it okay if I ask if you contracted that?
Did I contract it?
Yeah, did you contract herpes from R. Kelly?
Yes, I did.
Wow. Were there any other STDs that Rob carried? Because I know a young woman that I interviewed last year received chlamydia orally. I don't know if you heard about that, but does he carry any other STDs?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
But
Just listen to this clip right here, and then we're going to get into it.
That's not R. Kelly.
When I started going to Robert's trial, I was 14 years old. My mom, she was like that working single mom, so it was very easy for me to skip school and go to his trial.
So, as you can see, she's saying that she was, 13 years old, skipping school, going to his trial, and her mom is a single working mom. All right, these are red flags, because why are you 13 years old skipping school to go to somebody's trial? Why, what, who, when, how? Please, Jesus be offense. 2, I understand your mom is a single mom. Okay, she's not going to have the time to look, to dig deep or do her due diligence. But your mom can't be that busy to the point where she's believing your lies. And your little self is skipping school to go to somebody's trial. And he was, 30-year-old man at that? And now you want to play the victim role? Something ain't right. Jesus be offense. Something ain't right.
I felt like I was on top of the world.
And that's exactly how he wanted you to feel. He wanted you to feel like you was on top of the world, like you was the chosen one. That's how he gets you.
Sitting through the trial, looking at the images, she still doesn't want to believe it because in her mind, and she was so young, this is the person that spoke to her.
If you ask me, she was young, dumb, and ready, okay? She was over here trying to be growner than she, like you was trying to be an adult when you were a little baby, alright? Like, no, she needs to have several seats. What is she talking about? No. Seriously, this girl sought him out, went to his trial at 13 years old, talking about she was a super fan. Now you want to be a victim. No. You knew what you was doing from the beginning. The money stopped, so that's when you started talking. This is what people fail to realize, that all the times that he abused you and he did what he did, it took that one time from when you was texting a friend for him to choke the life out of you to say, oh, I had enough. 5 years later? Come on. Then you over here helping him recruit people? Come on. You a super fan, right? You loved R. Kelly, right? He could do no wrong in your eyes, right?
He invited me back to his mansion in Olympia Fields, and he told me to bring a bathing suit. By this time, it was like a little bit after my 16th birthday. I did lie about my age and tell him that I was 19.
Now, Jerhonda, you know this man was old enough to be your goddamn daddy, grandpa, your uncle. Why the hell is you going to his house at 16 years old, bringing a goddamn bathing suit? Happy as hell. Happy-go-lucky. This is crazy. There go another point. Jerhonda Pace. This man was old enough to be your daddy. Why would you want to be out here dating your daddy? You didn't think in your head, like, you're 16. You have common sense. You know the difference between right and wrong from when you're, able to talk, able to understand, able to comprehend. Why did you think it was okay to go to this man's house and then he told you to bring a bathing suit? You can't be that dumb in life. Seriously, I don't care. You're 16. You know right from wrong. You knew what you was doing. You wanted it. Despite all the allegations against this man, despite everything you done heard, despite the tape.
As much as I trusted your motherfucking ass, you do this to me, this is my motherfucking daughter. This ain't your motherfucking best friend. She ain't never been your best friend. She ain't gonna never be your fucking best friend. I cannot fucking believe you. I keep trying to tell you, Jerhonda, I'm the wrong motherfucker to fuck with. I've been there, listened to your motherfucking ass, and then you put that bullshit on motherfucking social media, and then you let the fucking savages. Yeah, I heard about the motherfuckers too. So apparently you've been talking to their motherfucking ass because I heard you have. So guess what? You go get some motherfucking papers in the motherfucking mail that a motherfucking share, because I'm suing your motherfucking ass for this bullshit. Don't ever in your motherfucking life call my motherfucking phone again. I hope you get some motherfucking help between you and motherfucking Joseph and your beautiful kids. That guess what? You gonna be real fucked up, and they gonna be fucked up too.
Alright, so if you watch this full video, you will notice a few things that I noticed. Number one, again, Jerhonda Pace lied about her age to R. Kelly. Number two, she wrote a book stating about all of her affairs that went on, in which she clearly does not seem like a victim. She seems like someone who's describing her life in which she lived the best life. I included a little bit of the book as well so that you can see. And for these prosecutors to be saying he forced these women to call them daddy, obviously these women like calling him daddy. So that's all in the video. Everything else is self-explanatory. I do not believe Jerhonda Pace. I feel like her part, if she's included in this, which I highly suspect she is, the JP initials, if she is one of the new victims in his charges, I feel like that should be dismissed alone. Move on to the next ones we can, but I just want to expose Jerhonda Pace. If you like this video, subscribe, thumbs up. If you didn't, comment, let me know why. If you got anything to add to it, I'm always welcome to hear your opinion. Have a good day.